It's always great to be here. You know, welcome each and it is always good to be here. I see quite a few in the house at the moment. Yes, it's wonderful to see you all. I know it has been a while. You know, sometimes things happen and we have to step aside and rejuvenate and then come forward again. But you guys are always one um, very supportive. Doesn't matter what. Just some circumstances that I had to deal with and personal things where I had to take some time and deal with those things because sometimes we have to do that. And so, yes, I am always here and will be here because that is the purpose that I am here to serve. Is to serve the purpose and to serve my people, to deliver the message to my people, right? And so, yes, it is an honor again to be here. I see a lot of wonderful ones in the house as usual, and I give thanks, right, for all of you guys that is stepping in the house right now. You see, yeah, the star apple cider, yeah, man, Robert in the house, you know, and it is always great to have you guys here. And regardless of what is going on, you guys are staying in tune with your spirituality, I'm sure, because I can see that as soon as I come forward, I see you guys are here. Yes, greetings, greetings, my dear brothers and sisters. I know, as I said, it has been a moment. I always come with a vibration to help you to see what is going on and to bring more and more enlightening, to our people. You see, because that is what we're supposed to do. It is to get on a higher and a higher vibration. We see everything that is going on in the world that we're living in. So tonight I come to deal with the truth on every level that we can imagine, because these are the things that are still holding us as a people into a certain state of mind and a certain space. Even at this present moment right now, when I see my people are scrambling and trying to get away from the system, the fact of the matter is that we have been talking about these things for a very long time. We have been warning our people and saying, these things are coming. Prepare yourself. It's not that we were guessing that these things were coming, because we know that they were coming. We know that from a long time ago, I have never liked the education system because I knew that something was wrong with it. Okay? So again, let's speak truth. Let's talk truth. We know that I know that something was wrong with the education system. And I never forget when Bob sing the song, it is we who build their old system, really, because they didn't build anything. They don't know how. But it's we under forced labor build up all of these things that they have today. And on top of that, what did they do? They give us brainwash education to make us the fool. We go to school, what they teach us? Nursery rhymes. You see, they teach us how to be obedient to a system. They teach us how to go to the job and how we must function at the job. They are teaching us these things from the moment we enter into their system. That is their purpose. Once you leave home from your mother and start these schools, that is what they have been doing. So all of these things that they have done to us over these years, once they stop whipping our people and put us into their so-called system called integration, which really destroy our people even greater since the enslavement of our people. So anyone prays integration, I'm sorry for you. And the reality is now you're seeing the effects of that. And the funny thing is now, the people who has oppressed and downpressed our people, caused the suffering of our people for such a long time, now they are running to you and saying, come, let's go get together. Let's pull together and let's work together because the system is trying to destroy all of us. Now they are telling you to put aside color. Now they are telling you to put aside all of these different things, right? The differences that we have. Even these people that are so-called racist because they realize what is going on. They realize that their neck is on the line. So now they are running to you and says, let's join together and fight the system together. But I keep on saying to my people, you have to ask these people, okay? Ask them this question. Where were they when our ancestors was crying out for help? Where were they when all of us were meeting hell in the system and none of them come to our aid to help us to say, you know what? It is unfair. No, they didn't. When we go to the banks, try to get loans to start businesses, when we try to do all of these things, they make sure that we didn't get there because there was no help for us with them. But as soon as it start to hit them, then now they are running to you and saying to you, let's band together. What is it that you are going to say? And what is it that you are going to do? Know yourself. Know yourself. Because the fact is, what I'm saying is, they will tell you China is coming to colonize Africa. China is coming to do this. China is coming to do that. Yet they never dealt with what they have done to us, but they're ready to tell you what China is getting ready to do. We don't want to deal with those narratives. We want to shut them down because they use their propaganda machine to make sure that we stay in a particular place. And so, because we know these things now, we're not guessing, we're not believing, we know exactly what they are doing. You see what I'm saying? We know what they are doing. At this present moment, they are scrambling for, it is no question asked. That is the reality. The thing is for us, it is for us to recognize and realize what is taking place at this present time. You see what I'm saying is, if you look at this moment, of our still caught up into the so-called holiday festivity. They can't let it go. They can't let it go. Some are saying it's for the children. But are we living truth? Are we living a lie? Which one of it? Are we living the truth? Are we just determined to live in the matrix and live the lie forever? What is it that we're going to do? We know that this so-called Jesus never existed. We know these things. No one can fool us with these things anymore because the days of the lie is over and the belief system is done away with. The belief system, listen to me, my brothers and sisters. The belief system has gone. And that's why I am encouraging my brothers and sisters. This is something that they did to us as a people. This is it. They used to say to us when we were young, I know growing up in Jamaica, they didn't want you to get involved in numerology and astrology because they tell you that these things are devil worshiping, they are demonic, and all of these things. But these are all lies. These are all lies that has been told to keep you away from knowing who you are and knowing how to operate in the world that you're living. That is why the matrix is able to go on for so long, because we have been running away from the things that is going to help us. Not intentionally we run away, because of the ignorance and the lies. Because your parents and my parents did not know the truth, so they could not help to set you free. So we have to recognize that now is the time of revelation. Now is the time when nothing cannot be hidden anymore. All they are trying to do is nothing but keep you in distraction. And the distraction is the danger. Listen to me carefully. The distraction is the danger. Sometimes we think, okay, I don't watch television anymore, so I'm not distracted. But is that really so? They use any and everything at their disposal to distract you. It could be your own family, it could be so called friends. But even so, at this particular time, we should separate ourselves already. We should separate ourselves already from those people that are causing distraction in our life. Because it's hard when one comes to the realization that even though you have your family, your brothers and your sisters, mothers and fathers, that because they choose, now listen to me carefully, they choose to stay in the matrix. You choose to be on the side of the truth. You choose to separate yourself from the matrix. You choose spirituality over religion, because religion is the thing that is destroying our people and is one of the most dangerous tools that they have in their hands to destroy and keep our people in a space and in a place that we don't need to be. And especially, unfortunately, they have our women in that place. And the women, they know how to control once they have our women, because our woman is the real power. Notice who go to church the most. It's our women. And these are the reality, my brothers and my sisters, that these people are using our women against us as carbonated men. Because they know once they have control over our women, then everything is a wrap. So the woman will go to church and they will say, Jesus is my husband. We know that. Many of us as brothers, we know these things. I was actually reasoning with two young brothers a few nights ago. And one of the things that I said to them was, do you notice that if you have a woman in your life, you go out and you work 5 days or 6 days or 7 days, and the fact is that when you come home, you give whatever you work to attribute towards the family well-being. The first thing she says, oh, thank God, or thank Jesus. But you, as the man who do the work, really doesn't get any thanks and doesn't get any praise. But we will give thanks to a false European construct that is holding us hostage to our own self today. A false European construct. We give praise to it that is holding us hostage to our very self today. When are we going to let this false European, the most dangerous thing that has ever come upon us is this false European construct that is called religion. It is only a belief system. And I will tell any Christian, because I also will tell my brothers and sisters, no preacher will challenge me. No preacher will come to me. I used to have people, they tell me, oh, I'm going to talk to my pastor and then we'll come and talk to you. No, they're not going to do that. The pastor is not going to come and talk to me because he cannot challenge what I'm saying. He knows that I know the book that he's using to keep you in the place that you are. You see? Because I was there. So I know. So he will not challenge me because, listen to me carefully, there is no evidence outside of the Bible to support the Bible. That is a fact. There is no evidence outside the Bible to support the Bible. Go and look for yourself. Go and check for yourself. It doesn't exist. That's why religion, they write their own book to support their Bible. But there is no actual factual evidence to back up anything that the Bible say anywhere in history. That is a fact. Give you one. In the Bible, it says that all the kings, that is in the book of Kings also, I think it's Second Kings. I don't have a Bible with me right now, but I'm pretty sure. But in the book of Kings, it says all of the kings of Israel was buried in the city of David, which is Jerusalem. Now I will take you to the so-called Jerusalem, and I bet you can find me a grave site there to show me where these kings were buried. There is nothing there. Nothing at all. How come if they had these kings to back up this so-called Bible, don't you think that they would dig them up just like they are digging up our ancestors in Kemet, or what they call Egypt, and putting them in museum? Don't you think that they would go and dig up these so-called kings of so-called Israel? If this thing was so, don't you think that they would make a museum in Jerusalem, or even that burial site, they would have it that you could go there and see where David and all these other kings was buried, so-called? How come you can't find any of that? None of it existed. They can't challenge these things because they know they are all lies. You see, but it's because why so much of our people are still in these places, it is because they are lazy in their mind and they are still fast asleep. They are not awake. They are not awake. You see? So I know that this religion is a very dangerous weapon because when they send missionaries to African countries, whether here in Africa or in the diaspora, the first thing they send is the missionaries, which is one arm of the government. The missionaries are always working for their government. Fact. Reality. You have to see these things. You have to oversee these things. There's many books that talk about these things. Have you ever read about the economic hitman? You see, sometimes when we see these things, we think it's a joke. But this is how they hold our people hostage to themselves. This is how they keep us in control. This is how. Because, for instance, if you live in the Western world, or Europe, the Caribbean, anywhere at all, except out of the continent of Africa, most of us don't know what's going on in Africa because we were not educated about our people. But I'm going to give you some truth about what is taking place in the continent. For instance, many African countries, a lot of our people are illiterate. Why? Because the colonizers, listen to me carefully, did not teach them in their mother tongue. No. If you were, for instance, going to school in a lot of these African countries, if you speak your mother tongue in school, they will beat you. So it's either French, English, because the British took a lot of this place, and all these other European so called languages that they give them in school to learn. It didn't mean anything to them. They couldn't read or write it. Their parents at home didn't know anything about these languages. So now when you go home, who is there to help you to understand what is going on? You see? So they keep our brothers here, even though they didn't have them under enslavement physically. They have our people under mental enslavement, religious enslavement. You go all over the continent, in Ghana, in Togo, all these different places, wherever you call the names, and you go there and you will see these churches, the Protestant, they are one of the main, and you can see how they hold our people because the schools and all these different things that they have put in place is under their religious um, regime. So they are keeping hold on our people, and our people they cannot see that because they are still waiting for one man to come out of the sky, or whatever you want to call him, to come and rescue them. You know, Sizzla had a song, and that's why I say my people a lot of time they will listen, they will dance to the song, but they don't really listen to what is being said. He says, how can a white God save a black man from white man oppression? You see, my people, if you really understand what is going on, you realize that no one can save you but you yourself. Reflection of self is very important. Reflection of self is very important. All of these people who come here to the continent and did what they did, they stole all our artifacts. They stole everything that you can imagine that we have, that our instrument of power. They put them in museum. And what they don't put in museum, they have them also working against us. The fact of the matter is that these people gather up all our things that they stole and plundered and put them in their museum. And now, When our people say, no, we want our stolen item forward, bring them forward to us because they don't belong to you, you know what they say? Oh, we're not going to bring them because you don't know how to take care of them. A thief come into my house and steal my belongings. And then the thief said to me, oh, you don't know how to take care of your things. That's why I stole them. That's why I have them making money off them. And I supposed to accept that? You steal my car and you telling me I don't know how to take care of my car? That's why you steal it? How does that make any sense? Brainwash. They tell us all these things that we have. All these things that we have and that we are using, these are idolatry that we are committing. We are pagan people. Our ancestors are pagan people. And we believe these things because we didn't know any better. How come when they committed the most atrocities that ever happened on the planet, they commit the most atrocities on this planet, yet they never call their ancestors wicked? They never call them pagan. They never say anything bad about these people who has done the plundering and the rape and the murders and the destruction of nature. You name it, they have done it. And yet, these are the people we look up to. These are the people we venerate. These are the people that we want to look like. These are the people that we want to be. You come to the continent and you will see our people bleaching to look like them. These are the things our women, you see, they're trying to do their hair to look like them. We have to move away from these things, my people. It's about time. Because the reality is right now where we are in the stream of time, the system is over. Look at what they're doing. They're scrambling. They are scrambling for power. They are scrambling and they are doing everything to take you down with them. That is why they come along and they're telling you, oh, if you don't take this vaccine, you're not going to be able to do this, that, or the other. Every country is doing these same things. My people, when is it that in your lifetime, in your parents' lifetime, in your grandparents' lifetime, have you ever seen all these government worldwide doing the same thing at the same time? The Spanish influenza took out over 40 million people. Show me any record of they doing what they're doing today. My people, there is so much signs and symbols that is happening in front of you. They are committing and do rituals in front of you, and you don't see and read into them and realize what they are doing. Before, they mask you up that everywhere you go, you have to be putting on a face mask, a nose mask over your nose and your mouth. Do you remember what happened before that? You remember when these police officers took George Floyd and have him on the ground and have his knee in the back of his neck, and what George Floyd was saying, I can't breathe. Then what happened? Corona, mass. They are harvesting energy. They are harvesting the energy of you people. Just like right now, today, people going to church. They are harvesting your energy. That is what is going on. Wake up. They know what time it is. They know all the planets that are in alignment right now. Do you? Well, you better start to find out, and you need to find out quickly. Because these are the things that are important. So when people run into church, you see, and thinking about the sun. No, the sun, all of these things are symbology. It's talking about not that son that they tell you was born of a virgin. No, the literal son it is speaking of. Wake up, my people, and pay attention. You don't kneel in the back of a man next to cut his breathing off. You cannot do that. It won't happen. And most people sit down because our people don't think. Our people don't think. If you put your knee in the back of my neck, you cannot cut my breathing off. You have to put your knee here. This is how you cut someone breathing off. That was all a stage play. Those are stage play, my people. But we don't read into things. We don't read into things. We must read when you watch movies, when you listen to music, read into it and see what they are trying to tell you. When they kill one of our people, young men, brothers, and sisters, they are harvesting our energy because they know how we are going to get into an uproar. So they make a blood sacrifice. These are the things that they do. And yet we are running to church. And we think that church is going to save us. Because these same people give you these things. Why would your enemy give you things to make life better for you? These are the things that we fail to know. These are the things that we fail to do. We fail to recognize that these people do not care about us. And yet we want to be close to them, to our enemies. You know, I hear brothers and sisters, they come on the continent and they find every excuse and they will say, I need to go back to America. Or I need to go back to Europe, to England, and all these different places. You see, that is how people, because the fact is that if they don't, they have in mind, okay, coming to Africa now that many of my brothers and sisters start to learn about the continent, they thinking like coming to Africa now, everything should be paved in gold for them. No, Africa is awaiting you because our ancestors and the universe is calling us home. And we have to know the reason why we are here. We are the true builders because we build the entire so-called Western world. We build Europe. We build everything that they have. We are the creators. Recognize that and understand that. They are not creators. They did not create anything. Many times you hear our brothers and sisters, they will say to you, oh, you know, they get on YouTube and they will say we are no different. We are all the same. That's a lie. Go do some research. Every one of them, listen to me carefully, and you can go find out. There's a study that has been done by several countries, not just one. They have 6 chromosomes. You have 9. Explain to me how you are the same. Explain that to me. You see, we don't do no research because we truly don't want to know. We just want to run around and accept everything that is there. But even their so-called Bible, they tell you, broad and spacious is the road leading to destruction, and many are the ones that are taking it. Listen to it carefully. They give you clues. Many are the ones that are taking it. They didn't say you have to find it, but he says, where narrow and cramped is the road leading off into life, and few are the ones finding it. You see how much of us come into spirituality versus those that are following the matrix, those that are running after the system. Do you see the difference? Do you see how much of us decide that we are not going to take their vaccines that they are giving out versus those who decide that they're going to take it? And many of our people, they will run to take these things, but they will never do no research on it. But they have everything to say, just like most of my people. When it comes to the book called Bible, they never read the entire book, but they will challenge someone who have done the research, someone who has studied this book, someone who have dissected this book, someone who have read this book time and time again. And they can never back up what they are saying about this book. You see? They can never back up what they are saying about this book, most of them. So when you tell them these things, when you show them, they still, even when you take the evidence and say, here it is, they don't want to know. So the truth is staring you in the face. You see? The truth is staring you into the face, but yet you refuse to accept it. Those of us who accept the truth, those of us who have come in alignment with our spirituality, we see the difference in our life because we have rejected the world. We have rejected their system. So when you reject their system and let it go, you find yourself getting lighter and lighter every day. You find yourself not bothered by their foolishness that they are coming with. You find yourself in a space that you don't care if you have a big house, a small one, or no house, because you realize that none of it is important. None of it is essential to your liberty. You reject it. You become in a space now where you stop chasing things. And because you stop chasing things, now you become the magnet. So anything you need, it must come to you. And you decide. If is it a need or is it a want? You decide to take it or you decide to reject it. Because you don't need to chase anything. But you didn't know that in the first place. Because whatever you ask of the universe must provide it for you. That's the reality. All that you see that is happening in the world that you live today, they're playing with your mind. You must become strong mentally. You must not walk in fear because fear is what holds you hostage to their system. They cannot operate outside of fear. These are factual things. If they take you, put you in their jail, put you in their prison, they will try to torture you that you may become fearful. They will threaten your family. They will threaten your children. They will threaten you that they will destroy them if you don't give in to their fear. But if you are one who overstand life, who knows that there is no such thing as death, There is no such thing as death for you. And that's why I say, as a people, when we go and we study our ancestral ways and learn to know our ancestral ways, then our life will be totally different. Because you will realize, as I've said many, many years, and I've been saying it, we are spirit having this human experience. Some people, because they are living in their lower self, don't care. They'll say, that's not true. You see, E- even in their Bible, they will tell you there's many, many gods. And yet, and yet, all of these people will tell you about this one God that these Greeks first make up and give to people. You see, and tell you about this God. And you know, the funny thing is, if you go do some research, there was no such thing as Hebrews. You will never even hear them mentioned in secular history, point blank period. You will never hear them mentioned in history. There's no mentioning of them. The reality is this: the Greeks were the one who came into Kemet. Go look it up. Our Egypt, what you call so-called Egypt, which most Christian doesn't want anything to do with. You don't hear them talk about Egypt unless it's in a derogatory or a bad term. But if you are a person who are if you are a spiritual person, I should say, a true spiritual person, you will see the important role that Kemet plays in your life and in your existence. It's true. Because the people who make up the land of Kemet is all our ancestors from all over the continent. Not just from one place, but over the entire continent they came from. These are the reality. These are the truth. And everything that they put in a book called Bible has been stolen and plagiarized from Kemet. Everything that they have in this book has been stolen and plagiarized. These are facts. Why is it that they're not digging up and looking for their ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all these people that they tell you about? Why? Why is it that they don't have a museum for them, as I said before? Why is it that they can't find any of these biblical characters and put them in a museum, just as they in Kemet always digging up our ancestors? And all over the continent digging up our ancestors and putting them in museums. Why? Tell me. Since we want to speak truth, tell me and show me where is these evidence that you have on these people. Show me the evidence. You see, people running around, they talking about Yah, they talking about, oh, it's Jehovah, they talking about it is Yahweh. Show me the evidence of any existence, whether you Muslim or whoever you want to claim to be. Show me any existence of all of these so-called people that you talk about from this biblical and these biblical character, or from the whatever book you want to call you call it. Bring it and show me the existence of any of these people. Show me them. But I can take you and I can bring you to all their museum throughout Europe and even in the divided state of the sure fact of all my ancestors and their remains and all of the things that they accomplished and all of the things that they have done. Show me any evidence of any of these so-called European, Chinese, Japanese, or whoever you want to call them. Bring them. Show me the evidence in their museum. If you want to speak truth, come challenge this truth. Most of us, as Bob Marley says, as carbonated people, we are running away from ourselves. We can't run away from ourselves. You can't run away from yourself. Accept what you see in the mirror. Acceptance. Once you accept you, accept your ancestors, appreciate love what they have done for you, that they are the giants and whose shoulder you are standing today, and you are rejecting. And that is why we suffer so much, because we keep on rejecting our ancestral ways. We keep rejecting the people who should be the most important thing in our life. That is why we suffer so. And we take on a personality that is nothing but destruction. As I said, it's three things that these European, and all of them is based on. Three things is death, domination, and destruction. And show me any other history of them. Show me, if you think that I'm not telling the truth, because I know I am. Show me where these European done otherwise. But I can show you, and I can prove to you that my ancestors was not running around the world and trying to kill off everyone else. These are the things that we must understand and understand and come to the full realization. You will find, and this is what I'm saying is, you know, Sister Joy DeGruy wrote a very powerful book. It's called Traumatic Slave Syndrome. And I full encourage a lot of my brothers and sisters to get this book and read it. But you know, the funny thing is, we live in such a denial, state of denial, that even when we read a book like that, we will say, oh, it's not so. But every nation of people know who they are and where they come from except us. We will choose everything else. We will want to be everything else except a carbonated person who come from the continent. And I don't even like the word Africa. Even though the station is called African Liberation Station, I do that because my people are in a place. But the reality is, we need to wake up. We need to make the changes, and we don't look to government for changes, neither do we look to religion for changes. We look to each other for changes. Listen to me carefully, my sisters and my brothers. The teachings start with you at home. The teachings start with you at home. Start to teach your children these truths. Get with one or two individuals who are still questioning the system, and start to show them, start to reason with them. Changes start from small places, not big places. When you're building a house, you don't just, boom, and the house pops up. No, you start digging from one corner. We are looking for big changes, just like these Christians that are looking for this one so-called person to come out of the sky and rescue them. Imagine that. They are waiting. We want to see these big events. You ever see that? Yeah, we like that. But when you plant a seed in the ground, it don't just turn into a big tree. It starts small and it grows. It grows, and you watch it and you water it and you nourish it. Nourish the truth among yourself. Nourish the truth among those who appreciate love truth, amongst those who accept truth, amongst those who are not living lies. Because those that are living lies, They are the ones that are perpetuating the system. And when I tell my people today, we have to start withdrawing ourselves from the system. And the more we do that, the more we will shine, the more we will see the system fall away from us. Stop participating. Right? I have to have it. No, you don't have to. I tell my people, strive to be self sufficient. You see what they have done? And I've seen it and I've talked about it a long time ago, coming in America and places like that. They tried to move all of the people that were living rural in America. They moved them into the city. They create these so-called communities where they said, oh, you don't even have to leave there to go to work. You have schools, you have playgrounds, you have parks, you have jobs. Everything is right there in that community, which is a fenced-in, gated community. You can't plant your own food. Even a lot of places in America, it's illegal to have your garden in your yard, where you're planting your own fresh vegetables and fruits. They have destroyed the citrus. They have destroyed all of those things that people used to have in their yard in America. These are not lies, these are facts. Because they are waging a war. And they realize that this war that they're waging, it is no way that they are going to win. And that I can promise you, they will not win. Yes, that is the reality. So don't let them. Don't ever let them make you think. Sometimes it's easier to sit down and say, yes, oh, the big guy's winning. You ever sit down and you watch a boxing match and you see two people and all of a sudden the bigger guy is knocking out the other guy and all of a sudden the guy lay down on the floor, but he get up and one punch and it's over. The big guy, the big Goliath is gone. Knocked out cold. You see, we must stop, help the system to be this giant that is not. We must stop. Fear is holding you in that place that you are. The things that they have done to us as carbonated people, they have done it intentionally. But you see, the funny thing is, their own people did not thought that what is coming upon them today was going to happen to them. Isn't that, is when I look at it, sometimes I really have to laugh because it is the truth. Their own people did not realize that this was going to meet them dead on. Because as long as it was us carbonated people suffering, everything was fine. As long as it was we, the people, yes, that they were committing the experiment on doing all of these things and committing atrocities upon, everything was fine. And that's why I say, when things is happening to them, I don't feel sorry for them. And I promise you, I would never stand by their side to fight any system because I don't need to. No, they have spilled the blood of my ancestors by the millions, if not by the billions. And so, therefore, for me, if I do that, what am I saying to my ancestors that suffers so much at their own hands? What am I saying to them? What am I saying to my ancestors? What am I telling my ancestors when I see all that they have committed and still doing in some ways? Because it's not our people that is doing what is happening today, it is their same people. Just like when I mention to my people and I tell you about this so-called World War One and World War Two. This was no world war. This was European wars. European was killing each other. When was Africa involved in those wars? The only people of African descent was involved in those wars is the ones that they enslaved in Europe and in America. They went to help them kill each other. And then when you forward to America, what did they do? They still call you a nigger. And you still couldn't go and sit and eat where you want to. These are truths. Unadulterated truth. Because for me personally, I'm going to speak it. Whether they like it, yes or no. Because I really don't care because it is the truth. The position that a lot of us in today, when it comes to integration, you blame Martin Luther King. They gave him as a hero and whoever it is. But I don't care. He's not my hero. And he should never be your hero. Because he put you in the position that you are. There was so much thriving black communities in the so-called America before he decided to go and do the bidding of these wicked. Martin Luther went to do the bidding of these wicked people and caused so much suffering in the carbonated community in America. And yet a lot of Americans praise him because when they use him to do what he was overturning what Marcus Garvey was teaching. Facts. Go check it out. Why do you think that just before they kill him, his statement was, I have led my people into a burning building. So how can I hold such a man as my hero? How can I hold such a man in high esteem? Be careful who your enemy give you as your hero. Why you want your enemy to? Why is it we always begging the enemy? They're naming roads after these people, and you don't get suspicious. They're putting these people, some of our people, into certain places, and you don't get suspicious. You see, wake up, my people. Wake up to the reality. Wake up to the truth. Accept the truth. Because only truth can set you free. When the truth set you free, you feel as light as a feather. You see, in the Matrix, when he says, there's two things you can do. You can accept the blue pill and you can go home and everything will remain the same. You take the red pill and I will take you down the rabbit hole and I will show you what it's all about. Which pill will you choose? Because many of us like to choose the easy path, the path of least resistance. But if you choose the path of least resistance, how will you get strong? How will you come into the knowing? How will you come into the knowing if you choose the path of least resistance? Stop choosing the path of least resistance. When I tell my people, I've been saying this for many years, prepare for what is coming. Don't sit and wait. Don't sit and wait and then you say, if I did know. My people today, you can't say you didn't know. Most of you can say that. Maybe only those who have recently come awake can say they didn't know. But the fact is that a lot of brothers and sisters have been awake for a long time and yet they procrastinate. They did no preparation because all they're worrying about is their 9 to 5. Are they 8 to 4 or whatever you want to call it? That's what they were thinking. Oh, I gotta be at a job. You tell them, prepare, get out of the cities and go in way out in the country. Find you some space, find you some land where you can grow your own things. But we wait until all the doors are closing in on us. We wait until all of these things are happening, and then we say, if only if I didn't know. Yes, you did know. You wait until all the doors are closing. Flee to the mountains. You see, where you can grow your own things, where you can be yourself, where you don't have to become self sustainable. They are making it so now you see it happening right in front of you where you're going to have to depend on the government for food very soon. That's what they're doing. So they can poison you even more and destroy you very quickly. When we tell our people that these things are coming, no, they sit down and they listen to these stupid news media, these propaganda news media that is owned by the people who are running the matrix. They own the media. Even though you see the media split up and they have this one, the CNN, the BBC, only two conglomerate that owns all of them worldwide. Go look it up if you think I'm kidding you. I forgot their name right now. But it's only two conglomerate that control all these media house. You see? Look at what they did to Ethiopia. They tried to do to Ethiopia. But the Ethiopian people was not fooled by them. They were not fooled by them. You see, I'm not any politician, but I could tell you that that prime minister was a wise man because he decided, no, you're not going to come in here and do this to us and to my people. And they fought against this so-called Goliath, you see, and overthrow them. So I'm saying to you, pay attention. Right now, they have their holidays, they have their event, they have all of these things are happening. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in their New Year's celebration. Don't get caught up in any of these things because if you get caught up in these things, you will miss the true purpose. You will miss exactly what is really taking place. As I said, I full encourage you, my dear brothers and sisters, my sisters and my brothers. Go do some research. Go look up. Start really dig deep down into your numerology and your astrology, and you will see why these people are doing what they are doing. You will see. Because you know, I know, that none of these things that they're telling you this December 25th, go look up the true meaning of it. Go look up the true meaning and you will see. No, Christ was born on December 25th. You see, death and resurrection and all these different things. You see, our ancestors knew these things a long time ago. But it's only because we rejected the ways of our ancestors why we are in ignorance. And because of the enslavement and the colonization of our people, also are the things that are accountable for the reason why we are in the position that we are today. Those of us who hasn't come into knowledge, those of us who didn't come into the know, and those of us who were not seekers. And as I said, for me, I am a seeker, a knower, and a doer. That's who I am. I love myself. I accept myself. You see, these are the important things. Is knowing myself, loving myself, and accepting myself. These are the things that you have to do. This is a space that you have to find yourself in. It is the time of the end. What is the end? Not the end of the world, not the end of this beautiful planet that we're living on. No, it is the end of their wicked, tyrannical rule. That's what you're seeing taking place. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in this charade. Don't become frightened. Remove all fear from yourself. Meditate every day. Tonight, tomorrow, meditate. Put everything in perspective. Put everything out there to the universe that you need and see if she won't provide for you and see if she won't take you to places and show you things that you never thought that you could imagine. You will always be taken care of. Walk in your spiritual journey, walk in your spiritual path. Never forget who you are. Once you find yourself, then it's all over. Then you will reject all of these lies because every lie that they have told has been uncovered. This is the time of revelation. Truth must prevail. Truth will always stand forever. Always. It will never fail. Never. Know thyself. Study upon your history. Study. Look into your ancestral ways and their practices. Let them become yours. They will strengthen you. They will guide you. Listen to your inner self when it speaks. And follow the direction closely because it could mean your very existence. Never deny what your spirit is telling you. If you're leaving home, going somewhere, and your spirit said to you, don't go, you shouldn't. It is saving you from something. Your higher self will not mislead you. I promise you that. That is the truth. Your lower self will lead you to destruction. That is just a fact. And these are the things that I want my brothers and sisters to bear in mind, that everything that the system have to offer, just like when they say the so-called devil take this so-called Jesus up to this high mountain and he offer him and say to him, if you do this one act of worship, I'll give you all these kingdom. This is the same thing the system is saying to you. Don't you get it? Why you think all those people that goes to so-called Hollywood, become congressmen, they do their one act of worship to the system. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about us as a nation and as a people. No. And this is why I'm saying to my people, reject the system. That's what you have to do. Because the system doesn't care about you. I will never do their one act of worship. I don't need anything that they have. I don't need it. I don't. You see, I am here. And when the time comes for me to leave this plane, it is because I have done what I've been put here to do. Yes, that's the only time I will leave. They will try everything, but I know the power that I have within myself. And no matter how hard they come at me, I will stand and I will fight because my enemies must be defeated. Yes, indeed. Our enemies must be defeated. I walk not in fear, but I walk in knowing. I walk in the powers of my ancestors and the power and the strength of the universe. Yes, and I walk in the power and the strength of nature. And this beautiful mother of ours that I walk on every day, I always give thanks to her for providing all that I need via nature. Yes, to sustain. And all the great spirits, I give thanks. Yes, I do indeed. It is always good to be here, my brothers and sisters. I'm vibing with you. You know, I see a lot of you in the house tonight, and it's been an honor, as I said, to be in the house, vibing with my wonderful brothers and sisters. And I know, as I said before, it's been a while since I've been on the channel. But as I said, we have our challenges, and sometimes circumstances don't permit me to be here because of different things that occur. But you know, through all of these things, I still do what I need to do, and I will always come forward to strive every day to enlighten, to full courage, and to show love to my people. And I say, my sisters especially, it's time for you to rise up in your power. Because when you rise up in your power, then you will see your brothers rise up in their power also. You must take the lead, my sisters, please. My sisters, listen to me carefully. They have put you on the back seat. They have put you on the back burner. They have put you in a place where they tell you that we are first. No, we are not. And as a man standing here, I am telling you, sisters, take your place. Stop following the system. Stop talking about, woman power and following these so-called white women and all these different things. They're just using these things to mislead you and talking about women rights and all these different things. The carbonated man and the carbonated woman, as Sister Joy the Guru say, we had no fight. We had no issues. We had none of these things. But they get us involved in their thing, and that is where we lost ourselves. When they tell you, sisters, to put the man out your house, they tell you to put the man out your house, and you know that these things happen in America. When you want help from the system, they tell you these things, right? So I'm saying to you, my sisters, if you have a brother and he's trying his best, never allow the system to do that to you. Never allow that. They destroyed the family, the carbonated family. That's what they have done. And so now, my sisters, put your family together again. Bring your family in a forward position and stand with them. Embrace your carbonated man in your life. Work with them, walk with them, talk with them. Do the things that we should do together to build. Teach your sons and teach your daughters to value their fathers and to value men of integrity. And I know a lot of our men, they are broken. That is a fact. As well as a lot of our sisters are broken. But we must work together to put everything into its right perspective. I come to you tonight, and I come to you in love and in honor because our ancestors want us to be powerful and strong because there's a fight that is coming that we are going to win. There's no if, ands, or doubt about it. We will be victorious. We will be victorious. That is a fact. Yes, because we are moving to a higher dimension. You are getting your daily downloads, many of us. You're seeing changes in your life. You're seeing things happening. You're feeling things happening to you a lot of times, and you're not understanding what is happening. But it's because of your upgrade. You're being upgraded at this time. So don't let no one force you. No, let no one force you to do something that you don't want to do, because that's what they're stopping. They are trying to stop your upgrade, to remove yourself totally from this 3D dimensional world. They know what is happening. They know that our ancestors are here, the great spirits and the great ones are here, ready, poised to destroy the system totally. It is going to happen. Nature is going to destroy those who try to destroy her. It's coming, it's happening now. Be aware. Be aware, my people. Make sure you are out of harm's way, because we have suffered long enough as a people. We must accept the truth and reject the lie. All the lies that they have told, yes, we must reject them. And when we reject these lies, what we are doing, we are setting ourselves free. But we are not just setting ourselves free, because one like myself and others, we have to carve and part the way for the next generation. But I say, my people, it is with love, it is with honor, and it with everything within me. True spirituality, I dignify you, and I'm here tonight because I truly have great love for my people. And I say to you, rise up in your ancestral power, take your rightful place. Do not walk in fear by any means, because fear is a construct that they create to keep you in the place that you are today. So let fear go and fly free as a bird. Yes, only you can free yourself, and that is a natural fact. You know, and as I was saying, I see a lot of my brothers and sisters that are in the room tonight. You know, I see brothers from all over the place, from Jamaica, you know, from the States, right here on the continent. I'm not gonna even call names, because you know some of your names are, you know, not gonna spoil up your names, but you know, it's just a wonderful, wonderful time that I had tonight with all of you, vibing with you, and it's always good to see you respond. And I read your comments and I read what you are saying. Don't think that I don't, because I always appreciate of that. And so, yes, indeed, it is an honor. So I walk in my path, and as I said, these are the things that I encourage you to do. As a seeker, a knower, and a doer, then you should follow through on everything that you says that you're going to do. And as one who accept yourself, one who love yourself, and one who know yourself, and you realize everything comes in three. So you know yourself, you love yourself, and you accept yourself. You see, so when you do that, then you will learn to accept those around you. You will learn to love those around you who are truly your spiritual brothers and sisters. And that is the important thing, is what I'm saying. That is the thing. Those of your true spiritual family, I say, you must always make sure they feel wonderful being in your present, uplifted. If you are with people and when you finish reasoning with them, you feel downtrodden, downhearted, and sad, you don't need to be in their company. But you must be sharp. You must feel good when you leave their presence. By iron itself is sharpened. So when we sit down and we discuss spirituality, instead of discussing people and their foolish ways, we don't waste time on those things. No, that is not good energy. That is not upliftment. We must discuss the things that is going to preserve us. We must discuss the things that, because we know when we talk about the things that affect us, then we talk about the things that we are going to do to change that narrative. And now the narrative has changed, because those of us who has been walking in spirituality, we have done the things that we know in order to make the changes. And so we've seen the changes. Never think that the system is winning because it cannot win. That is just a fact. It is not going to win this one. I promise you that. So I said, walk in wholeness, my people. I don't say walk in peace. I say walk in wholeness of yourself, wholeness of unity, and always full courage your spiritual brothers and sisters. And if you don't have their link, link up with them. Link up with those who are like-minded, and you will gain strength from it. I promise you. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Um, I know it's been a while since I've been on here, like I said, and those who have not subscribed to the channel, I full encourage you to do so and just share these things with others because it's important that we help each other to grow. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Upside as usual, thank you for all you do. And Wilfred, you always hear my brother. I want to thank you and all of those brothers and sisters that are in the house tonight. My niece, all the way from Jamaica, is in the house tonight. Always glad to have her here, and everyone else that is in the house. I thank you for tuning in and so much of you brothers and sisters. Give thanks. Sheldon. Yes, nature speak. I thank all of you for coming in, and it's been great. And I promise you, that it won't be this long before I come on again. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. That this is all I have to say. So you guys have a wonderful, uplifting evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I look forward to having more moments like these that we can vibe together and help us to grow the channel because we are not here to try to make money off you. We are here to give you knowledge that you need for the preservation of your very life, your very soul, your very inner being. That is what we are all about. And it is because we're doing it out of love. We're not doing it for monetary gains. We're doing it because we are true within ourselves and we're true from within ourselves, outside of ourselves, we are true. And that is the importance. Always look at not just the outside appearance, but see where one is coming from. And so, as I said, I'm not criticizing anyone else to try to make money from whatever they do. That's fine. They have to finance themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying is this is not a religion where I'm not here to downpress my brothers or to keep you in a place where I feel like I will enrich myself and you will stay in a place that you don't deserve to stay. So, yes, I will always make sure that I tell my people the truth. You see? So, if we look after each other, we always will be fine. So, I say one love, as Marcus Garvey would say. I wish you wholeness, prosperity, ancestral guidance, and power, and that you may grow to the fullness of your higher self every day that you rise up. I thank you, my brothers and sisters, and I wish you all the best. Meditate, please. The more you know, the greater you will become. One love.
yes.